We are going through Chapter 8 now. I'm on page 494. Number 1, Start Excel. I've already done that. I've already maximized it, and I've already opened the workbook, Eckert Pet Supplies Sales Data. And we're going to do a Save As. And it says put the word analysis on the end. And I'm also going to put my name on the end. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to create a chart going to page 495. On the 6-year sales figures, we want to select the data from A4 down to G5. And we're going to make that into a line chart. Charts are on the Insert tab. We want a line chart. We want a line with markers. And then we're going to click on the Move Chart button here to move it to a worksheet by itself. We're going to call that sheet TrendLine Chart and click on OK. And now we've got ourselves a chart that takes up a full page. And we're going to change the title on it. Let's just click up here, drag over the title, and we'll call it OK. Eckert Pet Supplies total sales 2007 to 2012. And we want to make sure the chart is selected. So we've got our tabs up here under Chart Tools. We want to go to the Layout. I'm on the bottom of page 497 now. And we want to click the Trend Line button. And we want to click More down here at the bottom. And we want Trend Line Options on the left. We want Linear selected over here. We want to change the number of time units that we're going to project forward to 2. And we want to display the R² value on the chart. Click on Close. And now we have the chart that's depicted on the bottom of page 498. There's a little interesting paragraph on the top of page 499 about how you can change the slope of a chart by not having the bottom of your chart set to the number 0. Might want to take a look at that. Okay, now we're going to go on to page 501 and we're going to work on pivot tables. Pivot tables are one of the coolest features in Excel. They let you do an awful lot of work with just a few clicks of the mouse. We want to go to the Sales Analysis Figures worksheet and we want to go to A3 and we are going to insert, go to the Insert tab, and we're going to insert a pivot table. Just click on Pivot Table. And if our cursor is in the data when we start, it will automatically select the data range for us. And you probably usually want to put it on a new worksheet. That's what I always do. Keeps the existing worksheet from getting too cluttered. And click on OK. And you see this funny looking screen that has a list of your column headings, your fields over here, and this empty spot over here where we're actually going to build the table. Okay, now we're on page 503, number 1. We want to drag the locations field down to the row area down here. We want to bring manager down there as well. And we want 2011 sales and 2012 sales to be dragged down here. And you should end up with a pivot table that looks something like this. We asked for location. They have a row for locations. We've got a row for mall. We've got a row for street. And we've got a row for each manager underneath each one of those. And then in our columns, we've got the sum of the 2011 sales and some of the 2012 sales. Anytime you've got repeating data, a pivot table can be used to summarize that data. Okay, now we're on page 504. Click Design on the ribbon to display the Pivot Table Tools Design tab. So let's go up here and click on Design. And click the Report Layout button, which is over here. And the one we want to choose is Show in Tabular Form, like that. And your chart should now look like this. Click the Report Layout button again. And click Repeat All Item Labels. And it'll repeat the labels over here on the left. Okay, now we're on page 505, the bottom part. Click and drag the location button. In the row labels area, the pivot table field list pane, that would be over here. Drag it below the manager. So right now I've got location first, and then I've got the manager underneath that. If I turn around the order here and drag location down to the bottom, then what I've got is first I've got the manager and then location within the manager. Okay, on page 506, we want to drag the state field down to the report area. So click that and drag it down here. And that gives us, because we put it in the report filter area here, it lets us filter by state. So I can go up here and select which states that I want to see. And we want just Arizona. So I'm going to turn them all off except for Arizona. And click on OK. And now what I'm getting is just the numbers from the state of Arizona. And let's go to B1, and you see the little funnel button there. Let's click on that. And now they're telling us to select multiple items, which I've already done. And we want Arizona and California this time. And click on OK. And now it's given us the total sales for both of those states. Notice that it doesn't have them separated by states. If I want them separated by states, I could just drag state down here, and this might start to get kind of ugly, I'm not sure. But now I've got, I'm going to turn that repeating business off. Okay, do not repeat item labels. I think that makes it a little bit easier. And you can rearrange these over here any way you want to. If I want state to be first, then I can do it like this. And if I want location to be second, and then manager is third. So got a lot of flexibility here. And all you have to do is drag a few things over here in the lower right-hand corner, and everything gets updated automatically on your pivot table. Okay, so now we should be looking like the pivot table on the bottom of page 507. Let's go on to page 508. To remove a report filter, if we don't want the state button, we can just go up here and drag it up here and let go. And now we're back to what we had before. And now we're on the bottom of page 508. And we're going to filter it using the row label filter. So we want to click on location here in cell B3, and we get a location auto filter, and I want to turn off street and just keep mall, and click on OK, and now it should look like the bottom of page 509. And let's go to page 510. Click the location auto filter button in B3 to display the location auto filter menu, and we're going to click on clear filter, and now we're back to the data that we had before. Okay, let's move on. Page 511, we're going to format our pivot table report, and it says double click on sheet 1, and we're going to call it sales And we're going to do turquoise for the color. And if I click off of it, now you can see the color a little bit better. Let's go back, and we want to go to A4 to select a cell in the pivot table. We want to go to the Design tab up here on our pivot table tools. And now on page 512, click on the More button. That's this little down arrow over here. And to expand the gallery, and we want to go to style number 9, pivot style light. Number 9, it's this one right here. Click on it. And now we get some blue stripes in our table. And now we want to go to C4 and right click on that and go to Format Cells. And under that we want to choose currency. And we want 0 decimal places. And click on OK. And that's only doing the one cell here. Okay, because that didn't work the way it said it was supposed to in the book, what we're going to do is we're going to just select these 2 columns here. And we're going to go to, just click on the currency symbol up here and decrease the decimal places twice. And looks like it wants to do the same thing for column D, which we just did. And that takes us to the bottom of page 513. And we'll stop there and continue with part 2 in the next video.